can watch me. Got prepared a table in the presence of my enemies, so they can watch me.
Try this again. Woke up in the middle of the night on this one. But hey, you put your mind to it, nothing to it but to do it. Alright, let me get this right, see what's going on with this sound. I'm gonna start off with this video. Alright, come out swinging. Pick it up where we left off. And share my screen. I know it's late 12:30 a.m. Alright, here we go, fam.
The Chicago Public Schools Law Department targeted at least 6 principals for removal last year, and all 6 were black. One of the 3 best examples of the law department's malfeasance in conducting these investigations is the case investigator Kelly Tarrant concocted against Principal Abdul Muhammad. When Muhammad was removed from his position as the rightful principal of Lindblom Math and Science Academy, he was not given any due process. They didn't even tell him what he was charged with. It wasn't until we made clear our intent to file a lawsuit that the law department released the charges and the investigative report to Muhammad. Once we got the report, we realized why they didn't want to release it. Not only are the charges in the report provably false, they are petty. And the law department knew they were petty. And we believe this because, number 1, they tried to prevent the report from being released. And number 2, when we forced them to release it, listen to me. We forced them with a letter sent on April 14th. 3 days later, on April 17th, they got the Inspector General to open up yet another investigation against Muhammad, months after he'd been removed. Like the claims in the first investigation, the claim in the new investigation is provably false. Unlike the first investigation, however, the new claim was failure to report sexual misconduct, so it is not petty. So I want to focus my comments on the connection between the false claims and the petty accusations in the original investigative report and the false claim and serious accusations at the heart of the new investigation. Please listen closely. CPS's own Aspen report shows that a young female student was sexually harassed on 3 different occasions by an adult male security guard. This is in your report. And she reported this harassment to at least 4 different Lindblom staff members. And 3 of the 4 staff members failed to call DCFS, failed to call the OIG, failed to inform the principal, and failed to complete an Aspen report. It's important to note that all of these failures typically lead to the person being fired. It is also important to note that none of these 4 staff members was Abdul Muhammad. In fact, the Aspen report shows that the only time DCFS was called was when the 4th staff member informed Mr. Muhammad, who then directed that staff member to complete the Aspen report and call DCFS. Kelly Tarrant had to have read the Aspen report because it's the only thing documenting the harassment that she's saying Muhammad failed to report. Therefore, she had to have known the danger these staff members put that student in by failing to report the sexual misconduct the student alleged. Tarrant had to have known that the very report she was reading would not have existed if Abdul Muhammad had not instructed that 4th staff member to call DCFS and complete the report.
This is a bunch of this is some of Chicago. You know, their principals are elected. Every time they elect a black principal, you get a few white teachers and a couple of buck dancing black folks to get rid of them. That you want you to pay attention. Okay, just listen. He do a pretty good job of breaking it down.
Yet somehow, Tarrant, under the supervision of Libby Massey and Ruchi Verma, forwarded Muhammad's name to the OIG to be investigated for failure to report while giving at least 3 staff members who put that child in danger a pass, which allowed them to remain at Lindblom and fail that child again, and fail other children again, and again, and again. This is your law department. If the documented evidence shows that Muhammad was the only one who acted decisively to keep this student safe, then how did Kelly Tarrant, Libby Massey, and Ruchi Verma justify recommending the OIG investigate Abdul Muhammad? Well, Tarrant used the word of Lindblom clerk LaConda McDaniel, who with no evidence whatsoever told Tarrant that Muhammad didn't report the accusation because the student wanted to be anonymous. Tarrant then elevated the word of this clerk over the documented Aspen report that clearly shows Muhammad did exactly what McDaniel said he didn't. Right now, I'm going to pause this part, please focus, and talk about other places in Kelly Tarrant's original investigative report, the one with the petty accusation, that contained obviously false claims from LaConda McDaniel that Tarrant took as fact, so that we can see Tarrant's pattern of using McDaniel to fabricate outlandish claims against Muhammad. Kelly Tarrant concluded in her investigative report that Muhammad completed a form for a vendor that he wasn't supposed to complete. One, petty, but let's go on. When Muhammad told investigators to check with the Office of Procurement so that they would know that procurement policy says that principals must complete this form, Kelly Tarrant decided that the clerk, LaConda McDaniel, was a higher authority than the Office of Procurement. So she fact-checked Muhammad by checking back with the clerk, LaConda McDaniel. It's right there in her own investigative report. And McDaniel told Tarrant that she, the clerk, was supposed to complete the form in clear violation of procurement policy. But Tarrant privileged McDaniel's words over district policy. In another example, Tarrant's report says that Muhammad made odd or strange purchases for a pep rally. Listen to this. These so-called strange purchases included balloons and a DJ for a pep rally. And who is the authority that Kelly Tarrant relied on to fact check whether or not balloons and the DJ were odd?
Okay. Y'all, if you want to, you can type this in up this title. Go on YouTube, type that in. Chicago Public Schools Law Department. Fabricated cases against black principals. These principals, from what I've looked into, was actually helping the students. And then you got one, don't take my word for it. You got one Mzungu woman, look like she's stealing the money. You wonder why they closed down schools. But anyway, I just want y'all to see, they're talking about law department. If they're doing this much corruption, imagine what else they're doing to the students. Okay? Imagine how they started writing stuff on you to get you into that school to prison pipeline. But let me get on into this history that nobody wants to talk about. Now, I meant to put this in my last video. I forgot which one it was, but it's just these folks want to erase your history and talk about, well, what about the white kids' feelings? Look at this. Boy, it must be bad. You gotta but check. I guess she's just doing her job, I guess, but look, this is the Satan's wife, where woke goes to die, and got a gator there. Everyone should pretty much know about the history of Florida, Louisiana, and the South. How they use black babies as to catch alligators. So on one hand, you're making statements they use African American. We was here. That term is old. That term is new. African American is a new term. Our blood is older than African American. So how can you have a people whose blood is older than a label? There goes some more erasure. Erasing of the history. Okay, now, They say I don't expect a heathenistic devil to value our history. I don't value theirs. I don't value their 4th of July. I don't value their revolutionary. I don't value none of that mess. All right, but anyway, they say it's like educational value. I'm paraphrasing. You shouldn't be teaching. You got to worry about the feelings, and then on the other hand, they doing stuff like this. What that shows you, that gives you a view inside the mind of these people. I'm about to go get a battery charger. That these folks are full of mess. Okay, I'm gonna put this other video back on. Run up there and get my charger, and come back.
Purchases for a pep rally. Anybody care to guess? The school clerk, LaConda McDaniel. Another claim fabricated by LaConda McDaniel from the pep rally was that one of the entertainers Muhammad invited told students to follow her on Cash App. Once again, petty, as if he can control what this person is saying. But let's go on. Standing in contradiction to McDaniel is the evidence. 1, the pep rally was videotaped, and at no point in the tape did anyone say this. 2, multiple witnesses verified it, but the law department wouldn't interview them, including the person they claim said it, the vendor. And 3, anyone who makes the slightest effort to investigate that claim knows that you cannot follow someone on Cash App. It's not a social media app. Despite the fact that the evidence contradicts McDaniel, and McDaniel herself provided no evidence to support her claim, Tarrant once again went with McDaniel's word against Muhammad over the evidence supporting Muhammad. Her word over evidence, again and again and again. Many of you are aware that one of Tarrant's star witnesses against Abdul Muhammad is Christina Davis, who admitted in an email that she put school fundraising money in her personal bank account and had no intention of returning it. What may have...
She's stealing from the school. This is this white lady. Okay? Now, Muhammad, he's a Muslim, and he seems to be a all right fellow. But see, my personal opinion, he need to play hardball. They getting all these black principals fired for no reason, for no good reason. But you catching them stealing money and don't want to get them locked up. I'll be looking at what the kids are one gonna suffer. Okay. They're always talking about Chicago. Let me see here. And why isn't any police being fired for not being able to solve all these shootings? You all these shootings are so-called black people, and ain't nobody going to jail. But don't forget they got these Derrick masks. I should say suit. Well, you could dress up like black folk. Put a baseball cap on, ride in a car, and just shoot somebody. Somebody probably gonna say a black person done it. I'm not saying that's what I'm just saying you got a whole lot of things going on. Seem like, now, anybody from the street know, if I got a problem, I'm not gonna wait till the weekend to kill you. I'm gonna get you that day or whenever, the first time I see you. Most of the shooting, well, they like to report most on the weekend or holidays. That what leads me to believe that you got some out-of-town white supremacists coming in doing some stuff. Hence why the murders aren't being solved. I'm just saying, don't buy everything they show you. That's all I'm saying. And I know our people kill each other all day. But I got a bigger question. Why isn't the police being fired for not being able to solve these shootings? Y'all got cameras everywhere, and y'all can't find you can't do a search of all the cars in the vicinity of this shooting. All these cameras. Anyway, I ain't really got a good view of what's there because I don't live there. And then you got these teachers firing these black principals. Let me find another video. Let me see here. I'm kind of slow. Y'all can tell I just woke up. But the Most High been dealing with me sometime to get up in the middle of the night. Number one, you got a different audience at night usually. Okay, that's why I had this up here. Where is it at? Hold on. Here we go, right here.
Well, Tanya and Terrell, nationally recognized trial attorney Benjamin Crump says CPS has been targeting black principals. Right now, a news conference is underway right in front of CPS headquarters. It's been going on for about an hour now. The civil rights attorney is accusing the district of discrimination and corruption over the release of several black principals in the CPS system, and he's calling for an investigation. Crump was joined by Father Michael Flager and members of the Rainbow Push Coalition, along with leaders from the Chicago Principals and Administrators Association. They say CPS used substandard investigative tactics with false statements to oust at least 7 black principals.
If it happens once, it's an incident.
Right.
It happens twice, it's a coincidence. But when it happens 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, it is a pattern and practice of discrimination against black principals.
Crump and supporters say they're outraged over several cases, one involving the release of Abdul Muhammad back in March. He was the principal at Lindblom Math and Science Academy and is at the news conference this morning. Now, at the time, CPS would only say he was released due to an investigation that substantiated findings against him, but there were no specifics. CPS had the same response when they released Hyde Park Academy's principal Antonio Ross last spring. CPS refusing to comment on personnel matters. The shakeups sparking some protests in each school community, with many parents and students demanding more answers. Now, this morning, a CPS spokesperson released a statement saying the district has comprehensive procedures in place to thoroughly investigate allegations of staff misconduct, ensuring our employees are afforded proper due process and make fair employment decisions. Such investigations take time.
That statement is a lie. Yeah, Brother Sly. But if they helping my people, hey, well, our people, I shouldn't say mine. But hey, I can't help them. I'm down here. But yeah, that statement is a lie. They done got rid of several black principals without giving them due process or reasons why. Okay? But yeah.
And preclude us from providing ongoing and detailed updates. However, we are confident in the decisions made by the leaders of our district. Now, back here live, again, this news conference is still underway. CPS also saying the district is committed to recruiting and hiring diverse leaders, and that they continue to work with staff and the community to address any concerns.
Watch breaking.
Okay. Basically, what you got Anyway, I just want y'all to see what's going on. Now look at here. See, it's us that should be teaching our history anyway. They done had decades to tell the truth. It's us it's gonna be taught. But anyway, y'all remember this? See, when I see Ron and I see Florida, what they trying to do, I go all the way back. Remember that when they was trying to rewrite the books? Where is this, in Texas? Company apologized for Texas textbook calling slaves workers. Workers got paid. Okay, pay us our reparations then. Huh? Cut them checks. Workers? Since when do what people work for free? Boy, I'm telling y'all, these doggone devils. I'm kind of glad the Most High is putting it in our face like this, because how you going to deny it? But you know, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, when I tried to tell somebody some stuff, you know, they act like they didn't know what I was talking about. I just learned to just give them a little bit, and go back and step back. And maybe again, if the conversation come up, give them a little more, step back. But look, they've been doing this a while. This is 2015. See, what's going to happen if Florida is successful? I think Alabama already trying to do this stuff. But anyway, Texas purchased almost 140,000 copies of the brand new textbook called Slaves Workers. This is what happened. And I know this is what happened when you got white folks all up in our business. I know some of you don't like it. I don't like y'all being in our business. And it's too few of y'all quiet. I know you don't like it. What you gonna do about it though? Is you gonna get them? Is you gonna talk to is you gonna speak out? I wouldn't have to say nothing. You ain't gonna do that. What you want to do is try to come over here and talk about you angry. Okay, the Bible said be angry and sin not. Now what? The Messiah was angry when he whipped them folks up out of the temple. So what? Anger what? What? So what is that supposed to do to me? Oh, I'm not angry? Huh? What? That don't work on me. Just, hey, what it's going to do is get me to block you. I want y'all, if any of y'all decide to do some videos and stuff, just keep this in mind. They ain't going to refute no facts. They can't. It's the truth. They can't do nothing with it. What they do is come with something else that's totally irrelevant to what you're talking about. Well, you sound angry. Well, how I supposed to sound? Been watching you devils kill my people for centuries. How I supposed to sound? I supposed to be glad? I supposed to be happy? Huh? Then they'll say, y'all some happy slaves. Remember that lie? Them slaves was happy. Marjorie Taylor, a fiend, talking about if she was black, look how far we come. Like we supposed to just be satisfied with oppression. Satisfied with what they think is, what they deem is acceptable. See, when you become satisfied with what your oppressor deem is acceptable, you are still a slave. Anyway, this came to mind. Y'all remember when they were doing them books? They said about 8 years ago. This week we became aware of a concern. These folks do history books. Now all of a sudden, they don't know how to do history. They were doing books when I was in school. Now all of a sudden, they don't know what the true history is. Well, it was one-sided then. You know, where was black folks at in y'all Revolutionary War? We was there. Huh? They just got too blatant with the lies. Okay? Let me see. We became aware of a concern regarding a caption reference to slavery on a map in one of our world geography programs. This program addresses slavery in the world in several lessons and meets the learning objectives of the course. However, we conducted a close review of the content and agreed that our language in that capsule did not adequately. They ain't gonna stop trying to erase the history. Okay, they ain't gonna stop doing it. What you expect the devil to do? Okay, they ain't gonna stop y'all. We keep. Let me see what this video is. Let me see if it's right here.
He sent me an image from. Good morning. Yesterday I posted a picture of my son. He sent me an image from his history book. about Africans coming over as workers. And so a lot of people ask me about the book and who the publisher was, and so he has a copy of the book at home. We are in Texas, and so this is a part of the Texas textbook adoption. So I'm going to show you the book, and then there's just an interesting section where they sort of place the map. I think it's interesting. So the book is, I'm going to turn the camera around. The book is this book by McGraw-Hill. This is World Geography. You see, that's the publisher's McGraw-Hill. Then on the inside of the book, which is a little scary to me, you have all of these people who are seemingly wise people. All of them have that little PhD behind their name. And these are the academic consultants for this book. And then here are the reviewers and consultants. I'll leave that on there for a little while in case y'all want to find these people. Got plenty of Texas people who approved this book. Yeah. And then there's the Texas Advisory Board as well. So again, these are all people, all professionals who said yes to this book. So the section that we find that map in is, let's see, 126, is under this section called Patterns of Immigration. Patterns of Immigration. You see, it says one of the defining attributes of the United States is that it is largely a country of immigrants and their descendants. About 13% of the people in the United States are foreign-born, while Native Americans, Alaska Natives, and Native Hawaiians make up 2% of the population. The remaining population is descended from immigrants. Immigrants. Yeah, that word matters. Immigrants. The Atlantic slave trade between the 1500s and the 1800s brought millions of workers from Africa to the southern United States to work on agricultural plantations. So it is now considered immigration. And these are some other sections that sort of talk about the pattern of immigration. This section here in particular talks about English and European peoples, many of whom came as indentured servants to work for little or no pay. So they say that about English and European people, but there is no mention of Africans working as slaves or being slaves. It just says we were workers. So that's for you all who asked about this book. Again, it is World Geography by McGraw-Hill.
Boy, these folks, if these ain't Satan's children, okay? If these ain't Satan's children, remember that Bible verse was that John 8:44. They gonna do their father's will, okay? But yeah. There it is. That's just another reference. Erased. History of slavery by referring to slaves as workers. Okay, run us our money. That's right, those good Christian folk. Run us our money. Yeah, we're the only people that didn't immigrate here. Think about it. We're the only people that didn't immigrate here. The slave master, they immigrated. We were kidnapped and brought over here. We didn't immigrate over here. The other people volunteered to come. You see the difference? And the other half of my background, my folk was already here. So, yeah. So, you looking at me because of the slave trade. Me as I am right now because of the slave trade. Half of my DNA was already here. In other words, half of my people. The other half they brought over here. So, I am what y'all made. Because it's in the Most High allowed it to be. If he didn't want me here, I'd be gone. So yeah. Y'all remember Malcolm X grandfather raped his grandmother. So y'all keep this in mind in case some of y'all happen to have a child, and in a situation like this. Keep this in mind. Malcolm X grandfather raped his grandmother. So Malcolm X was here because of he is a product of rape. Not to put him down, but just to show you the Most High will use who he want to use. Okay? Keep that in mind. They wanna get you ready to kill off your children. Now remember, the Most High grants life. Okay? But anyway, me and my wife had an inside joke with Trump. When Trump assigned Ben Carson as the HUD director or whatever over housing, I told my wife, I said, Trump done elected him a house Negro. You understand? Yeah, we used to. I said, so Ben Carson is the house nigga. Let me tell you why.
There were other immigrants who came here in the bottom of slave ships, worked even longer, even harder for less. That's what America is about. A land of dreams and opportunity. There were other immigrants who came here in the bottom of slave ships, worked even longer, even harder for less. But they too had...
He said, this is a Negro talking about our people in the bottom of those slave ships. I'm finna give you the psychologist, give you the breakdown of them slave ships in a second. Said work even harder, even longer for less. No, Negro, we were forced to work for nothing. What you mean for less? Ain't no sugar coating doo-doo. Y'all know what it's like, and you know what it is when you try to put some sugar on doo-doo. It's still crap. This is what they're attempting to do. They wanna erase our trauma. But erase anything, erase the 4th of July and see what happens. Well, erase, I'm not sure what you're asking, Arlene. Erase anything else. But they want to erase our stuff. Okay, erase the Rev 2-9ers and 3-9ers. Erase the Jewish Holocaust. Huh? Erase that. And see what's going to happen. But they want to erase our stuff.
less. But they too had a dream that one day their sons, daughters, grandsons, granddaughters, great-grandsons, great-granddaughters might pursue.
This Negro is worse than the white people. I think it's safe to say nobody in the bottom of those ships was having a dream about our children becoming a part of this civilization. Civilization. Boy, I tell you.
Prosperity. To pursue. Great-granddaughters might pursue prosperity and happiness in this land.
All right, let me keep going. Now, another chocolate cover. Anyway, she's going to tell you what it's like in those slave ships. What is it, 18 inches of space? Okay, just think about it. And you stacked up, Negroes stacked on top of each other. Oh, where he got his information from, it had to come from hell because it's full of lies. But just think about it. I want y'all to think about this. You got Negroes on top of these Negroes, right? Okay, the Negro on top pissed. Where is it going? Let's just say I'm on the bottom. If a Negro up there pee, he got to use the bathroom. It's gonna run straight down to I'm on the bottom. Okay, what if a woman have her monthly? All that stuff is running down to me on the bottom. See, you understand? Let me start back. It was about 50 minutes.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this most special.
And like any cargo, they're tightly packed because is the key Swahili word which means the great suffering, the great catastrophe, and what we refer to as the Black Holocaust. It is a triangular route, the middle passage of slavery, which brought enslaved Africans through various places, Cuba, Caribbean. And I want you to look closely at this picture. It's interesting, one of the few things that remain that you look at. And it bothers me because you see it's peculiarly absent of any feeling. But those are really great, perfect dimensions. People were packed that tightly because after all, they were cargo, you see. And like any cargo, they're tightly packed because there's an expectation that some of it will spoil en route. And in that case, what would this mean for enslaved Africans? To spoil en route. It means that they would die. But why? Why were they estimating that so many would die? Let me give you some dimensions. There's approximately an average of 18 inches of space between them. It is where they slept. It is where they wept. It is where they ate. It is where they defecated. It is where they urinated. It is where they menstruated. It is where they vomited, gave birth, and died. 18 inches of space.
Now, think about it. Shalom, DSB. Think about it. Just lay in your bed and not be able to turn over. Just think about it. Lay in your bed. I'm trying to help to get, and this still ain't doing it justice. Lay in your bed and not turn over. Okay, now lay in your bed and can't get up and go take a crap. Can't get up and take a pee. Lay in your bed and just keep laying there and wait on somebody to come get you up. Now, think about the people that's underneath you. That's at the bottom. But they want to make light of this stuff and then talking about they the beacons of morality of the world. We ain't forgetting nothing. All right. Now, let me play this guy. This is where some of the stuff Ron DeSantis is getting some of his stuff at PragerU. All these, like I said, a bunch of white folk, all up in want to tell black people what we need to be learning. The very epitome of slave master. All right. Yeah. You put your email in the chat, or I'll put mine in there, and we'll go from there.
How do you explain 3 million blacks moving to America from Africa and the Caribbean in the last few decades? How do you explain? So either all of those three...
Now, let me address this. Now, he's not citing no information of where he got his number. It might be true. It might not be true. Where do I go to verify that 3 million black folks moved to America? Where do I go to verify that? I did look into it, but I still inconclusive. Number 2, they use a lot of these black immigrants that they bring over here so they can use them against us. That's just what it is. But I'm bumping into more and more of my diaspora brothers out here that ain't with the foolishness. You understand? So you know why? You know what's starting to wake these black folks up that's coming over here from Africa siding with white supremacy? See, these white supremacists, they look at you, they see one big Negro. So how is that gonna work? How is that gonna work, y'all? Y'all come over here pointing the finger at us, and they got a rope for you too. They got a bullet for you too. Remember, they are. So, yeah, that ain't gonna work long.
Either all of those 3 million blacks are stupid, or it's not true. There are only 2 possibilities. As I say, did any Jews move to Germany?
Okay. He only gave you 2 possibilities. He's trying to frame what you need to think. He's trying to funnel your mind into 2 areas. He's saying, let me go back. It's a short video. Y'all bear with me. It's only my second time listening to it.
How do you explain? So either all of those 3 million in the last few decades. How do you explain? So either all of those 3 million blacks are stupid.
And how long did they stay over here? How many did you deport? Remember, don't forget this, y'all. Don't forget this. No, not that. They deported all them Haitians back. They deported all them Haitians back now. They deported all them Haitians back. Let me play this and go back.
To the southern border. Today, the U.S. reportedly started to deport some of the thousands of mostly Haitian migrants. Officials also sealing off the border crossing in Del Rio, Texas. Thousands of people are being held for days under a bridge near the Texas border town. ABC's Kenneth Moten is in Del Rio for us tonight.
How come you don't see it? How come since Biden got an open border policy, how come the Haitians ain't came back? I'm asking questions. Why did they come back?
Tonight, the U.S. moving quickly to process thousands of migrants being held under the Del Rio International Bridge on the Texas border.
And while we're on the conversation, why didn't they send them to Chicago and New York, put them in hotels, give them 3 hots and a cot? After all, it is the Europeans that is the reason why they lack economic prosperity. White folk is responsible for that. If you look into the background of why Haiti is poor, it's them doggone Europeans. That's who it is. They've been punishing Haiti since they kicked the French out. Okay? If you don't believe so, get the facts and put it in the chat.
As thousands of migrants being held under the Del Rio International Bridge on the Texas border.
We've never seen anything like this. This is completely and totally out of the norm of anything that we've ever seen.
DHS stepping up flights, expelling migrants to Haiti and other home countries. Today, video from our ABC affiliate WPLG on the ground in Texas showing this deportation plane leaving Del Rio Airport. That flight reportedly bound for Haiti. Nearly 13,000 migrant men, women, and children still living in the encampment as they seek asylum. The conditions there extremely poor and crowded. New video showing migrants washing themselves in the river.
It's an unprecedented scene here under this Texas bridge. Migrants have started to make makeshift shelters to protect themselves from the scorching heat.
In Ciudad Acuna, Mexico, our team captured authorities patrolling the river and stopping migrants from crossing into the U.S. Many of the migrants coming from Haiti, which remains unstable after the assassination of its president and a deadly earthquake in August.
They assassinated their president. Well, they sent some Hispanics to do it. See, yeah. And to my people all throughout the world, if all these Hispanics and Latinos are coming up here, y'all need to be trying to y'all should be getting a better economic stronghold down where you are. They still gonna try to kill you off. It don't matter if you stay where you are or not. Staying where you are means you waiting on them to come get you. But think about it. Also, if the stuff get really bad, we know it's a lot of us South America. It's a lot of us in South America. If all these Europeans is coming up here, these European Latinos is coming up here, then that means there's going to be a lot of our people down south. That's good to know if you have to go to south. Okay? Especially in Brazil. There's a lot of us down there.
Border Patrol says it's working around the clock to get them moved.
We are bringing additional resources to assist with security, migrant care, transportation, and processing. We are providing food, water, portable toilets, towels. Emergency medical technicians are available for first aid.
Tonight, the Del Rio port of entry still temporarily closed amid the migrant surge. Traffic diverted nearly 60 miles away.
And Lindsay, an unprecedented response to this border crisis. 1,000 Texas state troopers helping 600 members of Customs and Border Patrol on the ground here. Officials say they expect to have every migrant processed by the end of the week. Lindsay?
Some really powerful images there. Kenneth, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Still.
All right. They see when the people come across the border got dark skin, they're going to give you a boot back to the house. They're going to give you a boot back to where you come from. Never mind the fact they the reason why you fled up here in the first place. Forget all that. They're going to send you back. If y'all listen to these fork-tongued, pale-pasted devils, you're going to forever be a slave.
or it's not true. One, there are only two possibilities. As I say, did any Jews move to Germany in the 19th?
Let me go back. He said black folks are either black folks are stupid or America being racist is not true. He only gave two choices, and we know it's neither one of those choices. We know black folks ain't stupid, and we know America is racist.
Decades. How do you explain? So either all of those 3 million blacks are stupid, or it's not true. One, there are only two possibilities. As I say, did any Jews move to Germany in the 1930s? Yeah. Not one. Yeah. As bad as it was.
Now that's Mike Huckabee right there. I believe that's Mike Huckabee. And his daughter is the governor of Arkansas, and it's a predominantly black town having trouble getting clean water. She's her name Sarah. What is it with the water? See, why is all the bad water finding its way in predominantly black town? But America ain't racist. Why not in the rich part of the white towns? Huh? The water know the difference in color. Huh? The water know the difference. Okay, let's pause these black folks over here. But yeah. See, can I getting emergency water? Let me see, there's a video over here. But yeah, that's his daughter. I guess he raised her right in white supremacy. Let me show y'all a picture of this heifer. I just showed y'all pictures of her. Right there, that's his daughter. No, that ain't, wait, that look like, hold on. That's Trump. They look similar, but no. That thing look like I hate to say it look like a man. Is this his daughter right here? Let me see here. I'm going to come back. But anyway, just do it. Let me close some of these tabs. But yeah.
As bad as it was for Jews in Eastern Europe, not one moved to Germany because Germany really was.
They the same people. They're the same people. That's why they Hebrew is mostly German. They're the same people. Okay?
Systemically racist.
Yeah.
But America is the land of opportunity for black Africans and black Caribbeans. That's the point. It is the land of opportunity for every race.
Absolutely.
Okay, where's the opportunity at? Whenever all these black towns we had. See, that's what they tell they story. All these towns we had. All of a sudden they got to put a hydroelectric dam right there. All of a sudden they got to put a lake right there, right with black folk. All of a sudden the interstate got to go through the black neighborhood. Huh? All this stuff, never in where the white people are. Just where we got some kind of economic stability going on, we're gonna drive an interstate right through there, split up all y'all business and tear your neighborhood down. We're gonna disperse y'all Negroes. We're gonna bomb your black Wall Streets. We don't care if you do live to be 105, you're not getting paid, you're not getting recompensated for what we done for you. That's not racism, according to these heathens. But yeah. Y'all keep on listening to these devils. Let me see, I read it. Okay, that was Haiti. Now, this right here tells me they know exactly what they're doing with the history. And, you know, I would love to see them get punished, but the Most High got an itinerary going. The Most High got a plan. He got a will. That's why he's the most high, and I'm down here. Cause I can't do it, you know, like he can do it. But I'd love to see them get their comeuppance. But I'll wait, even if I don't see it. If you look close now, they losing all kind of multi-million-dollar business deal, all the stuff is leaving. But yeah. See, this right here is a mockery of our children. It's a mockery of our people. They talking about you can't teach the truth because of their kids feeling. These same kids of theirs is having slave auctions in the school. So their children know who they are. It ain't nothing but a farce. It's a con. If they can get by with erasing our history, they can keep on killing us. What they gonna do? Erase that too. Okay? But yeah, I'm about done, family. Pretty much done. Yeah, I kind of got sidetracked. I couldn't get the player to work. But yeah, it never did pull up. But anyway, his daughter is Sarah Huckabee. This looked like this woman from White House press secretary. But anyway, I think that's her right there. But anyway, these folks. Let me stop sharing my screen. Let me see if it's streaming over here on. I'm pretty sure it is. Don't too much have no problem matter. Let me stop sharing my screen. Hold on. All right. I'm glad to see y'all. Y'all came out. It's just been 15. Is it 15 minutes? Not 51. I don't know what I got going on over here. It's got 15 hours and 52 minutes. All right. I don't know. But anyway. Any questions? Yeah, she hideous. You're right. Yeah. Woo! You roll over and see that. Well, that's for her husband, but anyway. All right, fella. I got some more stuff, but probably I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna get to it or not. I got some more stuff though. It's up for us to teach our history. We gonna teach our own stuff. These folks gonna do nothing but lie. They done whitewash the Bible. That stuff go all the way back to the Greeks. It go all the way back to the Greeks. If you go to read the book of Maccabees, they was forcing our people to forget about our stuff, forget about ourselves, and pick up the Greek customs. And then, as we kept fighting, this stuff got mingled and mixed in. And they ain't gonna tell the part where we were fighting. But yeah. All right, ain't no question. I'm finna dip. Okay? Shalom, family. Let's raise on up.
Can these dry bones live? It's time to make these other nations eat their word. Come on. Kwam Yasharal.
We ain't dead no more.
Nope.
Dry bones rising from the grave.
Come on. Rise. 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 Rise.
So blow the trumpet, cry out loud.
Come on.
Israelites, it's time to come together.
Let's come together, y'all. Hey. Rise. Rise. Rise.
Raise up, Zion, roar like a lion. We don't fear no abaddon. We already won the battle.
come from the ghetto. Hello, here now, once bound, free from heavy metal. Shackles off my feet, now I'm mashing on the pedal. Chasing the highest calling, that's why I never settle. Our ancestors had affection for heathen nations ill, so they rejected Yah and decided to rebel. So they threw them curses on them, sold us to everybody, yet nobody really want us. Scattered the four corners, 400 years for these dry bones alive, trying to navigate slavery with hate on every side. Now that we are alive, gotta let the flesh die. That's prophetic of the day, we take it in the sky. Until the trumpet blow, keep your oil filled. Prayer and meditation, develop like a skill. I speak revival, let the righteous be filled. I speak deliverance, let the sick be healed.